Fat ball standing by.
Avengers Assemble.
Oh my god. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Analytical Fanboys. It's Modular Media's once-monthly book club podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Simeon Scott, and I am joined, as always, by Earth Prime Boingo Rider.
Oh no, does that mean I have to go fucking crazy and then get a redemption as being the DC's Deadpool?
It's entirely possible. We have Earth X Snowcone 83.
Hell yeah, brother.
You get to fight Nazis 40 years.
And Earth S Buster Corp is also here.
What the hell does S stand for?
Shazam.
Oh, I guess. Okay.
Yeah. Well, boys, it is finally time for a pick I have been thinking about since the start of the year, because I went into this year going, I want to do more seminal stuff people would be like, oh, of course, they've already talked about that, doing a podcast like this, that we just hadn't gotten to yet, and I needed a pick for this month, and this month is the month the Supergirl movie comes out, so naturally I wanted to do a story that is historically important for her, and like there's a couple different versions of the origin I could have done, but I think it's much more fun to do something that gives us a lot of other stuff to also talk about. So we are talking about the seminal DC event, the first event comic from 1985, Crisis on Infinite Earths. I had read this twice before. I think people who have heard me talk about comics before know I'm not exactly the biggest cosmic guy in the world when it comes to comic book stuff. I'm much more a micro than a macro guy. But this is a macro story I do really enjoy when taken at the right time. This read through, I kind of read a couple issues at a time, and then I had to marathon the last 4 today. And yeah, if you try to read this all at once, the narration does get really repetitive. But if you take it more like it's supposed to be, like this was released over the course of a year, I think, I think it's a little more palatable. But we can get into that a little bit more as we go, because now I want to go around and hear from you guys. Had you read this before and what you thought of it? Starting with Snowcone.
I had not read it before, and there is a reason why, like, one of the last panels at the end of the story is like, whew, that was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I am familiar with the story, though. Like, I think I've seen this version, or this story told in a movie.
Yeah, there's like 3 animated movies they made based on this.
Yeah, there's one that's based off of, like, the at that time continuity of the DC animated universe. There's one that's based off of, like, the older art, I think. But other than that, I mean, yeah, my first thoughts were like it was okay, it was neat. I think I know with the spots that Buster is upset at, because it made me do a double take when we got to some parts of it, and I was like, yeah, that's why it's my first time seeing it right here and not anywhere else. That makes sense. That's why I've never seen that part before. That's
crazy. I
crazy.
think I know what this is too. Maybe.
We'll get in. I'm sure there's things that you guys are going to be like, what in the goddamn? But
yeah, I read it all today too, so like. I really
you read it all today?
Yeah, I read it all today.
Hey, real quick. Same.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
Same here.
Oh,
I read it
like
a couple nights
what
ago.
the fuck, guys?
That's how it's packaged in modern trade collections.
That is every fucking comic, though.
It's not too terribly hard to get through, but it is kind of hard to get through.
The thing is, like, it's not hard for me to get through because I'm used to, like, old writer purple prose for comics.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
I think your tolerance for that will really dictate how you feel about this book. But
guys, Stan Lee was one of my favorite writers, so like, yeah, I have a high tolerance for purple prose.
Before we get too heavily into that, though, Boingo, what's your general thoughts? Had you read this before?
This, it feels so weird because it feels like half of it is going like, no, DC doesn't need to change. It's fine the way it is. And the other half is going, no, DC needs to change and be different. This is unsustainable. And it's like, it's an interesting thing to see the push and pull of that. It's fun. There's interesting bits, but it is really, I wouldn't say hampered by the fact that it was released per month, but I do think it loses the context that it is a monthly book with others going on at the same time. That keeping that context in mind helps the book.
Yeah, because there's a lot of little editor's notes of like, this is just a snippet of what these characters are doing. You will see more of it if you go read this book.
Because like I went into Crisis going like, oh, it's gonna be like this is the beginning of like this is the second half of the 1-2 punch of the event era that we're still kind of in to an extent, because it started with Secret Wars in 1984 and then this. And here's the thing, Secret Wars, super self-contained, beginning, middle, and end. If you just read Secret Wars, you get the whole story. There's no time delay. It's just like, yep, this is happening right here, right now.
Oh yeah, no, this is very much an anniversary story. It relies on who at least a handful of these characters are.
And I genuinely, and funnily enough, that is kind of how Marvel and DC do their big events of like, oh yeah, Marvel's big events, they're kind of a little self-contained. There's going to be side bits and everything that you can get more. But no, if you just want to read Civil War, it's Civil War. You just want to read Secret Invasion, it's Secret Invasion. Oh, you want to read Identity Crisis? Well, there's Identity Crisis, but you also have to read this and this and this and this and this.
Yeah. That's
DC
another
loves
thing.
their tie-in issues. I mean, Marvel does too, but like I feel like DC.
But the tie-in issues on Marvel are a little bit more superfluous. They're not
they're
as
more
integral to the
for
story.
There's also the converse thing of where with DC you have a 50-50 shot of either it's all right or it's dog shit. Yeah. Oftentimes I find Marvel tie-ins to be better than the actual event.
Oh yeah, like the Civil War 2 for Miss Marvel was amazing.
Or not saying Hickman Secret Wars is bad, but Secret Wars Civil War, that's an amazing book.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of great Secret Wars tie-ins.
The Ghost War or the Ghost Rider like Race World, Battle World, whatever tie-in.
Race World.
Yeah. No, there was a big race between all the.
I know what you mean. I just like
Race War.
Race War.
Buster, what are your general thoughts on this? Obviously, it was your first time reading it, right?
Yeah, I've tried to read this before, but much like, okay, I'm a big fan of George Perez and Marv Wolfman from the new Teen Titans, because that's actually a comic I've read bits and pieces of here and there, and I like what I've read of it. It might have, maybe it's loved too much these days, but like, it's a great comic. These guys are talented artists, and I can appreciate the scale of this event, because like one of the first pages that really made me be like, whoa, they're cooking, was this page that I posted right here. That's like, you have all these characters in this very detailed gold location, and there's importance to it. That being said, I do think people gas this up because it's the first one, when just because it's the first one doesn't mean it's the best one. Now, I haven't read every Crisis or Event comic, but the things people complain about modern event comics, I found, they started here, and they were still done bad here.
See, that's interesting that you would feel that way, because I can see how you would get there, but my take is like a more positive version of that, where I'm like, yeah, no, this is the first one, and it's kind of the best one. They kept trying to recapture this magic like every 5 years for the rest of time.
Yeah, and I get that, but it's also like, for me, reading the story as just how it's collected in like these trade paperbacks and like on digital and like, it just feels like, oh, this is just some stuff this is where all that stuff I didn't like starts. Oh, that just makes me. There's great moments in this story, but also it needed to be like 6 issues less. Because
I mean, here's the thing: the best later crises are about 6 to 7 issues.
Yeah, 6 to 7 issues, like Final Crisis is 7, or like Infinite Crisis is 8. I am actually really curious about Final Crisis because of reasons, but like I'll leave that might be later.
That's reasons unrelated to this book and more of your current hyperfixation.
It's not even hyperfixation. I was interested in Final Crisis before I got into Superboy Prime. We'll talk about it in a minute, but like we'll talk about it later. But yeah, there are some. Gives you like a good. I guess some people can view it as a sampler platter of like the whole DC universe.
I think that's part of why I like it. It was one of the first DC comics I read.
Yeah, because you get like all sorts. You get Batmans, you get Flashes, you get like Superman. Superman's a big one, and this. I'd argue this is a lot of a Superman story. If you have to put it into a group, this is because all the super characters get like a big moment or moments.
Even Mon-El gets a fun little shout in one of the fights.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that is a thing that is just fundamentally different about our enjoyment of media and comics, Buster, is I like continuity when it's done well and you don't particularly care for it. So it is that thing of like, I enjoy a book that is just like, no, here's everything and all this stuff is happening and you got to catch up and get in the groove with us because we're just going to keep moving. And that is very much what's going on here. I mean, the foreword for the trade I own, I did reread that, and Mark Wolfman literally says, like, yeah, no, we started working on this in 1980, but it took me 5 years to do all the research because I wanted to put as much as I could into this to make it like a proper big anniversary event because we knew that was coming.
Yeah, and I appreciate the effort. Like again, especially like the artwork. Like you will not. I'm gonna screenshot some more panels. You will not get panels like this from any old event comic that came after it. You know.
Oh yeah, this is the work of George Perez's career.
The only other time you get artwork like this in a big event comic is when you have George Perez doing JLA Avengers.
Oh yeah, and that's a great story, but that's for another day.
But I do want to circle back a little bit and touch on kind of what Boingo was talking about earlier with the whole push and pull of, well, we like this, we don't like this, because that does also key into what Buster was saying of this starts a very prevalent thing that just is modern DC, even though it's weird to call like 40 years ago modern. But after this book, DC has always very much been about writers coming in and picking and choosing what they like and making up brand new things to fill in holes. And that's also just kind of comics in general, but it is much more prevalent at DC than it is anywhere else.
DC's very cosmic. I mean, Marvel's cosmic too, but like, you know, like the core.
Keep going.
The core DC heroes like interactive cosmic stuff more than the core like Spider-Mans and Hulks.
Question.
I also go.
Is the Monitor only ever used to talk about this specific crisis?
No, the Monitor has come back and been fucked with and changed several times.
There's a lot of monitors.
I think Grant Morrison turned the Monitor into like an evil being, literally into like a metaphor for the blood-sucking creative, the sucking of the blood of the creative forces from the editorial of DC.
There's a lot of monitors.
It's kind of disgusting, to be honest. It's one of the few things they've done that I really don't like.
I think they touch on it in the Justice League cartoon, and he looks kind of like that, if I remember correctly. And I'm pretty sure it's mentioned in the Green Lantern cartoon.
Yeah, I think the Monitor. I know the Anti-Monitor is in the Green Lantern cartoon.
Yeah, well, the Anti-Monitor comes up a lot more than the Monitor. Because the Anti-Monitor is also the big cosmic force, similar to the Guardians for the Green Lantern, for the Yellow Lanterns.
Yeah,
that's
like that's a big reveal in the Sinestro Corps War during Jeff Johns' Green Lantern War. Is like, oh shit, they have the Anti-Monitor.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to say he is their Galactus, but he has a very similar vibe.
Yeah. Although that being said, the cover you just posted, Buster, I prefer his second design.
I mean,
See,
I
here's
like
the thing. The first design is 1984. The second design is 1986. Like, you
Yeah.
can see the changing of comics in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well,
And
like
I guess that's
the turnover from silver to bronze, you know.
Well, no, we're already.
no.
in the
This was Bronze Age.
Oh, okay.
Bronze starts at the end, at the death of Gwen Stacy,
Which
Okay.
is late 60s, I think.
late 60s, early 70s. I can't remember exactly. I think it's 69.
Mm-hmm.
The best
See,
way to
and
think of it is you have the classical golden age, which is the old newspaper strips, Nemo, Little Orphan Annie. Those are considered the classic goldens. Then you have the golden age, which is 30s to early 50s. Then you kind of have a staggered silver age. The DC silver age starts with the relaunch of the Flash, while Marvel Silver Age really starts with the Fantastic Four. However, it's all agreed that the Bronze Age starts death of Gwen Stacy, because that's when both companies were like, "Oh, gloves are kind of off. Something's different now."
Yeah.
Which that does remind me of, like, there's a lot of little things in this reread that kind of floored me, that I was like, oh, I forgot that's here. There was a moment in the final issue when they're talking about the history of the new aligned history, and they literally call, like, the World War II days the Golden Age, and I'm like, what? That's canon? Okay.
DC is a lot more cavalier with turning real world comic book terms and titles into, like, in-universe terminology. Like, literally, events that happen like this in-universe are called crisis events.
Yeah, and remember, that was like, I have a distinct memory of, on a No Prize episode, I said somebody was bemoaning the fact that another crisis might be coming, and you were like, that's a thing in universe?
Because, like, in Marvel, you don't hear fucking Reed go like, we're having another secret war.
That's really funny.
No. Yeah, you might have someone offhandedly go like, what the fuck is this? Some kind of secret war? Because yes, Marvel will do jokes like that.
The idea of it being called Secret Wars always pissed me off anyways, because I was like, man, like, how many other big events happen
It's
without,
literally
like, the
just
main
called that for
populace
toy
knowing?
marketing. It's literally just called that for toy
I
marketing.
know, but, like,
It
it's
was
just,
literally, it was,
Literally.
hey, market research says that boys really like the words war and secrets. Secret war.
Secret fucking war.
And the only reason it's called a secret war in universe, and like the reason why it's a secret war, is when they get back, Reed is like, all right, guys, the rest of the world is not going to believe us when we tell them what happened, so we're not going to tell anybody.
Which is fair enough. I mean, he's speaking from experience with the whole coming of Galactus.
I think Infinite Crisis is a better name.
Infinite Crisis is a more recognizable brand.
And it's also that, like, the title is in itself a callback to old Silver Age stories where the Justice League and the JSA would team up.
Yeah, Crisis on Earth 1, Crisis on Earth 2.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the newest thing I watched was the DC animated Crisis on Infinite Earths. And though there's a little bit of a difference with how they end up handling everything, is his name the pirate?
Pariah.
Psycho Pirate. Psycho Pirate.
Oh, Psycho Pyro?
Psycho Pirate.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty interesting. Both times he's kind of unchanged in the thing that I saw, and here, which is kind of surprising to me.
I mean, this did kind of, like, make the definitive interpretation of Psycho Pirate, because he was just kind of a generic emotion manipulating villain before this, if I remember correctly. And then, like, because of how he's left after this story, he is, like, permanently attached to Crisis's.
Yeah.
And also just I'm pretty sure he was used a lot in Sandman and Vertigo.
Ah, yeah, that makes
He's
sense.
also in Morrison's Animal Man pretty heavily.
Yeah. So like he becomes Psycho Pirate does become sort of like a character that a lot of like psychological writers would use.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it would make more sense if you like started bringing back Pariah or Harbinger for that kind of stuff. But I can see how Psycho Pirate is just more instantly enticing to a writer as like, well, he's crazy. I can have him say all kinds of insane shit and reference back to things, and it will just flow.
Yeah.
Also, you never fully explained the plot of the book for the people who are listening. And
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
We've
I
been
forgot that's a
talking
thing we usually do.
nonsense.
There may or may not be a crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay, so Crisis on Infinite Earths is an event comic from the 80s where Marv Wolfman and George Perez basically went, we want to do a big thing for the anniversary, and also the company could really use a house cleaning because we have so many extra versions of characters and there's so much stuff going on. So we're just going to make a story that's all about that. And the plot is basically they introduce a couple new big cosmic characters who are at odds with each other, and one of them is slowly devouring universes, and it's basically a race against time to save all the remaining universes and wind up consolidating them down into one to create the main DC continuity that we had been working with ever since until just a few years ago when they brought back the Infinite Multiverse.
I mean, technically, we were using it till New 52.
Yeah.
Though they retconned New 52 to be the same continuity and a cosmic character messed with things. But, like...
And then Jeff Johns tried to make us believe it was Dr. Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff and his Johns.
And now we're in the Omniverse, where everything actually happened, and it's all in continuity, and just fucking go with it and tell the story you want to tell, which is kind of how I prefer things. Like, I like it when people explicitly play with continuity like they are here, but also you don't have to do that to tell a good story. Oh my god, that page you just posted, Buster.
It's great. Like, dude, the artist, like, how did he do it on a monthly schedule?
Oh, he probably thumbnailed all that a year ahead.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he had years to plan. So,
but it's not. It is a big event. It's a big story of like, oh, the stakes are so high. The cows have smoked so much marijuana.
And just about every DC character you can think of shows up. Like,
yeah, I was about to say that. It's also a showcase of just, hey, here's everything that DC is. Not just the superheroes, who are the main characters, but it's also, hey, here's our Western heroes. Here's our fantasy characters. Because we see Amethyst, we see Warlord.
We see the Challengers of the Unknown keep popping up for the whole thing.
The classic pulps. We see the World War II soldier characters. We see the Losers. We see Easy Company, and we see the thing that I think Buster was going like, "Uh-oh."
That's the thing that I was specifically like, "Oh."
Wait, what was the uh-oh?
Oh no!
The Haunted Tank.
Oh,
the Haunted Tank. Where
I mean, there's so many characters in this. Sometimes I forget.
This should have come across your face like a goddamn STD or something. I don't know, like
what?
Nothing.
The Haunted Tank is a World War II war comic thing.
Oh, this guy. Is he
where
the Confederate flag?
Yes.
Yep. That's real. That's canon.
Oh, it's not just canon. It's also been rebooted recently, as in like 2009 recently.
Oh.
The story because I saw that I was like, what the fuck is this shit? It is Sergeant Jeb and his buddies in the tank. Jeb is cursed to always see the ghost of his Confederate grandfather, I think, or great grandfather, who tries to help by giving premonitions and like warnings. And because of that, they put up a ratty Confederate flag as part of their tank? Thing. Yes.
When was this published?
60s.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it started in the 60s.
I thought you said this was from 85.
No,
The comic was 85. Haunted Tank started in the 60s.
Wow.
But it got a Vertigo book in 2009, and you want to know what the fun Vertigo twist of it was?
What?
It was in the Afghanistan War with
no.
a brand new character named Jamal, who's black.
Oh, who wrote this?
Not funny.
Who
It's
wrote
not
this?
funny.
So it's a Confederate ghost giving warnings of danger to a black soldier.
This is not how I thought this show was gonna go.
I mean, there's a lot of scribblos and glupshitos in this like comic.
Yeah. Let's talk about some other ones. I was really floored today that Peacemaker is basically a supporting character in the last few issues.
Yeah, he shows up quite a bit.
I legit thought when he was announced or was in the trailer for the Suicide Squad, I'm like, I have no idea who this character is, but John Cena's having a fun time, so I'll get into it, and of course I did. Little did I fucking remember, no, I've read this character before.
You've played his games.
I can't remember. It's not Fawcett Comics. Who was
the Blue Beetle guys? Charlton?
Charlton. Was Charlton integrated into DC continuity at that time?
No, this is how they did it.
Yeah, this is how
they had not ever appeared in a DC comic before this.
And when did they buy them?
I think it was right around
they
this
were
time.
It was given to a gift by like a DC editor, I know. So
yeah, because it was like the editor had all the rights and he gave them to DC for some reason. And DC was just kind of like, well, we got to do something with these guys. And I think it was literally because this book was in development for so long, Alan Moore was like, oh, nobody's doing anything with the Charlton characters. I'm going to make Watchmen. And then Marvel had to come and go like, hey, I've already done all this stuff. Could you please? And he was like, all right, I'll just file the serial numbers off.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think I could live in a world where
that
Rorschach
started
and Blue
one of
Beetle.
the biggest fucking shockwaves of all of American comics.
Yeah.
Because filing the serial numbers off is what made the whole rights issue with Watchmen such a boondoggle.
Oh, is that good or bad?
It's neutral at this point.
Yeah,
anyway. I think
it's neutral to leaning on negative because fuck corporations. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so can we talk about one of the moments of this book that was even hyped up last episode of this podcast that I kind of hated?
Oh.
Okay, well, hate's a strong word. I just didn't care for it. The death of Supergirl sucked. I'm sorry.
Buster.
Yeah.
Buster.
Yes?
I love you. You're wrong.
Am I though?
I was a fucking mess rereading that today.
I guess, but like it just to me it's I don't know. I just it just felt like shock value instead of like actual like.
No, to me it read more of like it read to me like Kara going like, you know what? I'm like Clark would do this. I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
If Clark can't do this, I'm gonna do it.
I think it also helps that I have read all of her previous appearances. So like it hits for me as like, no, this is the natural progression of her character. Like she had literally been training since she was 15 years old, and I think she's in like her mid-20s at this point in continuity to be as good as Superman. And I don't feel like it comes out of obviously there is an element of shock value to it. Like they literally advertise at the end of the issue beforehand, shock ending. But I don't think it comes out of nowhere in that like she just appears and then dies.
Oh yeah, the entire issue sets it up. I just don't like the way it's
not even that. Like she has a couple scenes in issues beforehand. There's a scene in like issue 2 or 3 where
4.
her and Barbara are just hanging out on a rooftop being like, this is fucked. What are we going to do?
Yeah, that was actually one of my favorite scenes of the comic.
Yeah, and quite literally, Barbara's scared, and Supergirl does, like, no, I'm gonna go be like Superman. And Barbara goes like, you're a real hero through and through. That's the point. It's like a real hero will sacrifice that far to help and save others.
Mhm.
And just because it ends in Supergirl's tragedy doesn't mean it's like pointless. It means that she fought to the bitter end.
And like I can see that, but it's also like halfway through, or maybe if it was like the end, if it was punctuate, if it was one of the big climaxes of the story. But there's like a lot of issues after that.
It's like the halfway point.
Yeah, and I don't think that was a good idea. Like I think like
I can see why they would make it the halfway point, because like now it's like, no, we have this big bitter thing. We can have a moment of rest before we go ramping back up to the big end of the story.
Well, then again,
although that being said, the whole like half the next issue is about Barry Allen dying.
Yeah, and like also my problem with Crisis on Infinite Earths is that it's too damn long. So it's like, you know.
Was this like the starter trial for Flashpoint?
Basically, yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Flashpoint
is
is very much aping off of this style of story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this
Jeff
like,
John loves referring to the past for anything.
But before we move on from talking about Kara, I do have a couple things I want to bring up that recently came to light.
Oh.
So first of all, Buster just read it before the podcast because I asked them if they had. But the Summer of Supergirl special, the final story in that is Mark Waid going back in and doing a bunch of minor retcons to things. And of course he fucked with Crisis a little bit.
Yeah, but I trust Mark with continuity things like that.
Yeah.
Mark's
so you know
good.
how the whole thing with post-Crisis Supergirl is she's a sleeper agent for Darkseid for like the first little bit?
Wait, are you talking about Matrix or are you talking about 2003 Return of Supergirl?
2003, that's post-Crisis. Matrix is their own thing.
Okay. She was Supergirl.
Sure.
What was the name of the book and her title in said book?
I'm not having this conversation tonight.
Then that means I'm right. Fuck you.
Fuck you. So the whole thing with how that was explained was he had intercepted her pod before it got to Earth. Mark Waid has, because we're now in a continuity where everything's in continuity and we're referencing back to Silver Age Supergirl a lot more. Mark Waid has now said that it is Darkseid stole her body and used apocalyptic technology to bring her back to life and make her a sleeper agent.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't hate it, but it is a little like, oh, I have to make this fit together.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. A, no one deals with it and it just becomes a minor fun fact. Or B, I can see that being like, hey, that's kind of why you're not as strong as Clark. Even though you've been on Earth for several years and your powers should have developed to the point where you're about equal, Clark seems to be a little bit stronger and faster than you. Why would that be? Oh, because you got a little bit of apocalypse in you.
But the other thing I want to talk about is, so has anybody ever read Daring New Adventures of Supergirl, the book that led into this sort of kinda?
No.
So it wasn't planned to lead into this. It was just the Supergirl ongoing that was happening at the time. And the writer of the book, Paul Kupperberg, recently came out and said, like, yeah, no, they didn't tell me until that was like a couple months away, and I had to wrap things up really fast. And actually, I had plans for a whole arc that was going to take up the next few issues right around the time she ended up dying. And to kind of, I guess, ape off of the success of the movie, he recently revealed that they actually drew a bunch of shit.
Aww.
And it was going to be Kara going off into space to find herself much like in Woman of Tomorrow. But unlike that, crazy thing that almost happened, Kara was going to find out her mom was still alive.
Oh, I don't think I like that.
No.
No. They were just gonna kill her off anyway. Just
Yeah.
It's a very like we gotta do something to give her a little more happiness, and I can, because it was a very light and happy character in that book, so I can see trying to get her more to that place logically, but it is so weird to look at these panels and read this dialogue.
yeah,
That's all I had to say. I think the death works really well.
I think the death works really well in the context of like it is we have the noble heroic sacrifice of her.
I just think it happens way too early. Like I know, like people want to more. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah. Pacing is another issue entirely, but then you have Barry, which is kind of a desperate struggle.
Yeah,
and
that one's also what's teased like throughout the comic.
Oh yeah, no, it was teased, but I mean more of the way that Barry kind of like talks through it, of just like I gotta do this, but this sucks. I know I'm dying, but it needs to be done. Fuck. Oh god.
Yeah.
It's also teased with not my outright favorite, but one of my favorite scenes in the book. I love the scene where there's just a Batman adventure happening and then cosmic bullshit interrupts it.
That's great. I always love that stuff in event comics. Yeah. Like that's one of the better parts of an event comic.
Oh, you know what? I will tell you the modern world where Joker subtly references what's going to happen to DC in the future.
Yeah. I will say there are 2 deaths that I'm actually like, nah, fuck you. That's a little bullshit. It's Earth 2, Dick and Helena.
Yeah, that felt really cruel this read through for me.
I'm like, no, come on. Old Wonder Woman gets to go into the land of the gods, but Dick and Helena just get crushed by fucking rocks? Fuck you.
Yeah, I would much prefer they went into the void with the Supermen.
Yeah.
Like, not even that. It just feel like, let them go out as heroes if you need them to die. Let them come to the terms of like, our world isn't here anymore. We are but ghosts of a past that no longer exists. But you know what? Our dad was fucking Batman, and he told us not to go out without a fight. We're gonna fucking suit up and we're gonna do the best job that we fucking can, and they fucking go until they can't go no more.
Yeah, if they ended up getting like killed by shadow demons in that final fight, that would have been cool. But like, it's the fact that like there's a fucking page and a half of Helena just having a breakdown trying to figure out why none of her shit is where it's supposed to be, that I'm like, this feels really mean-spirited.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have minded that if like she was able to go, but you know what? My dad's fucking Batman, so I'm gonna go be fucking Huntress. Fuck you.
Yeah. And it's also like there's so much more cosmic horror in this book than I remembered. Like, I think of it as like a big cosmic adventure where a bunch of shit gets changed up and heroes do hero shit. But like, so much of the narration is just like, the cosmos shuddered as the energy flew around and
hey, that's accurate. That's accurate.
It did shudder.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. You were trying to say something, Buster?
I forgot what I was gonna say. Here, look at another more cool panels. That of like, I think that this is like the wallpaper like episode or like the wallpaper comic definitive. Like this probably sold. They probably made their money back just by like selling like some of these covers as like posters and shit.
Oh,
I will say it felt kind of nasty and icky to me whenever they were talking. Like they have that panel where they're talking about the like 5 or 6 people and why they're there. And Blue Beetle like interrupts and is like, "Oh, stow it with your intro." But like in the middle, it's like Uncle Sam from Earth X or whatever. He's like, "Uncle Sam, the most the honest or honorable guy, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just icky. It's icky.
Uncle
Is it just
Sam
that you don't like Uncle Sam?
Uncle Sam is like, you could have a lot of like modern discourse about Captain
like in the
America
modern
existing.
age, I guess Uncle Sam's kind of a relic. But like like if you're looking at it like back then, it's like Uncle Sam. It's like,
Well,
But
it's
he's
because
Uncle Sam's kind of like Captain
literally-
America.
Yeah, he's
It's
the
the
Captain
idea of
America
saying.
of a fantasy universe where World War II never ended.
But also, like, that character is not only propaganda, but like simply existing
yeah.
without really looking in the face of all the shit that we've done as a country. That's why
But
it's
that's
always
like
icky.
I mean, at that point, it's like the also the Confederate tank would probably be
Yeah,
also
Yeah.
which he's from that same universe.
yeah.
No,
Oh, they're not.
No,
the Confederate tank's from the past.
Of the main
It's from
universe.
Earth 1 World War II era,
Yeah.
along with the losers in the Easy Company.
All right, I held off long enough.
Oh boy.
Okay, this is gonna be brief because he's barely in this.
Yeah.
So
The first appearance.
well, technically not. He appeared in what's it called? DC Presents something or another.
Yeah.
But this is his first. Like, this is where
This is where most people met him.
Yeah, this is where this is first appearance in general, like a bigger comic than just here's a side issue that ties into the larger event. Superboy, he doesn't really do much in this one. He's just kind of like, I represent the common man, the comic book fan, and just like I'm a survivor of Earth Prime, and then he fights with all the super people, and then he goes in with the original Superman in the void.
He goes to go sit in the cuck chair.
Yeah, and then later all the stuff that actually makes him what he is, for better or worse, happens. But here he's just kind of
Yeah, the 90s happened.
90s happen, yeah. But like here, he serves his purpose well as you can when there's like a billion other characters like fighting for screen time. So, but yeah, I liked kind of the meta purpose of like, yeah, you're the reader are now in the comic, and also we're all dead apparently. So yeah. Thanks a lot, DC.
Also, I'm so glad that Buster is finally into Superboy Prime because I have been waiting to post this meme for 2 months.
2 months? God damn! It's good. It's good. Okay. You know what? This meme's very hit and miss, but when it hits, it hits.
Here's the thing: Gwen and Superboy Prime do fucking play rivals together.
They do. They do. I'm still. They just should have done a cross. Did they?
Oh, if Gwen was an ace, people would be shipping them.
Yeah, you could. Whatever. That's a whole.
Well,
conversation.
No, because the person retconned them to be Arrow Ace. I have my disagreements with the retcon, so I've made those apparent.
Yeah, we've talked about that in other podcasts, but let's get back to this actual book. So there's also a lot of new characters introduced in this book. How do we feel about this version? What?
May I just bring up before you do that? Just because it's a nothing thing. We have the second appearance of John Constantine.
Yeah, he was one of those ones that I was like, whoa, he existed this far back? Okay.
He existed 1 month earlier. The issue of Swamp Thing he appeared in was published the month before.
Damn. So Dr. Light, how do we feel about Dr. Light in this book?
He doesn't do any of the heinous shit yet. So.
No, the girl Dr. Light, I mean.
Oh, the Dr. Light.
The Japanese woman who's very angry until Supergirl dies, and she goes like, fuck, I'm kind of an asshole, aren't I?
Yeah.
Is she the blonde one or the different one?
No,
she's
the Japanese woman who was.
Oh my god, Buster!
There's too many characters, man.
Hang on, I'm getting a page.
Like I can't like. There's too many like look.
This lady in the center.
Oh, that. Oh, at times. This person. Oh, okay. I barely noticed her. I'll be real.
Yeah, she's like. I think she's a fun illustration of how the universe is still moving forward and going through stuff while all this craziness is happening. And she is one of the things where, like, I that is something I would say to, like, push back a little bit against your thing of, like, the death happens way too soon, Buster, is the fact that she has that, and the fact that, like, it basically drives everything that Earth 1 Superman does for the rest of the book, where he's constantly having thought bubbles of, like, fuck, Kara's dead, I've gotta really honor her memory.
Yeah.
May I just mention just my favorite, like, it's just a blink and you'll miss it gag involving her. It's when they're trying to figure out what her deal is, and the Titans are going, like, the Titans and the Outsiders are going, like, what is she saying? We don't understand. And then Katana just fucking goes, like, she's not our enemy. Has everyone forgotten I speak Japanese?
This is
Why
katana.
have none of you
Her
asked?
name means sword in Japanese.
Why have none of you asked what she's saying? You know what Japanese sounds like.
That's the other thing is, like, Batman is barely in this, and when he is in it, he's just there as the leader of the Outsiders, which I think is very funny. It shows how much of a different time this was.
He's either there as the leader of the Outsiders, or someone goes, "Hey, Batman, what are we gonna do?" Nothing, because we have no powers and can't do shit.
Mm-hmm. Whereas now it would be like, I gotta go get my fucking Batmantium and power up.
Literally, Disco Wing does more than Batman does in this book.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why. Maybe because the writer of Teen Titans was writing this fucking book.
Yeah, no, the Teen Titans get a lot of love here, for better or worse.
Mm-hmm. There's, like, so many little scenes that are like, look, Cyborg and Beast Boy are over here doing this, and here's Starfire over here doing this, and I'm like, I mean, this is good content for them, but does it need to be here?
It's like, you could have given it to some other people. Like, oh.
I mean, here's the thing: Teen Titans were as popular as the X-Men during this period.
Yeah,
that's true. Oh man, we haven't even talked about, like, one of the first Eyes In characters in this book, Firestorm. How do we feel about the wild different ways Firestorm is used throughout this book?
He is very much like, just he's there doing things.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Firestorm though. It's classic Firestorm.
Yeah, it's very funny reading him, knowing what's happening with him in the comics right now.
Hey, Doc, right, you're not going to betray me to the government, are you? No.
Yeah, he's having an Immortal Hulk style book right now.
Yeah, because of a thing that happened in Doomsday Clock, where it's revealed of, like, oh yeah, the Doctor kind of purposely caused the accident that fused them and gave them powers, because the U.S. government wanted more Supermen, and it's a good book so far.
Yeah. I was surprised that another character that I was like, oh, I recently saw them and was like, I don't know who this is. Turns out I do. I just didn't remember. Flamebird shows up in the last couple issues. I think her name's Flamebird. The one who's, like, actually his girlfriend, not Killer Frost. And she gets a new costume. They go out of their way to give her a new costume in this. And I'm like, all right.
And hey, that's the costume they use in the new Firestorm book.
All right. Well, I've been dictating the conversation a lot. Is there anything specific you guys want to bring up?
I touched on most of my major points.
Pariah is not as annoying as I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, no, it's that he gets annoying later.
When people don't know how to write Pariah and go like, oh, he's just sad all the time. It's like, no, he got over the sad part at the end.
Mm-hmm.
He's not sad anymore. He solved the problem. He's got closure.
He's not even that sad in this. He's just trying to warn people. He's like, if I am here, that means things are about to go very wrong. You need to do something.
Do something.
I can't, because I don't know if I'm ever going to stay here long enough. It is interesting to think that, like, this story is just a larger scale version of the coming of Galactus.
Kinda, yeah.
And they were like, okay, how do we make this bigger? Okay, instead of eating the planet, it eats the universes. Okay, and what if instead of the Silver Surfer, we have 3 people be the Silver Surfer?
Although, funnily enough, Marv Wolfman says in the introduction, the original idea he had for the story, which was way back when he was a teenager, was he wanted to do a story about a guy who could see all universes and was selling information to villains. Basically, he wanted to do What If the Watcher was evil?
Yeah.
Didn't he call it the Librarian or some shit?
Yeah.
Honestly, you can kind of feel this is a story that like both like this isn't. I don't mean this derogatory. This has been like cooking in the brain for a while, both in production and just like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if, you know? So I can see that this is like it's a magnum opus, just not in a quality sense, more so in a scale and like importance sense. Does that make sense?
This book does have feature creep to an extent.
Yeah, it's too big. Again, I think it's too big, for its own good. But like it's it's still like I still get why people love it a lot. So.
Yeah, and I do really like that the last couple pages try to say something about that. Like, there's this little coda with all the original characters basically saying, we're going to move on and we're going to keep cataloging the universes in the Monitor's memory, but we have to let this universe move on into the future. We can't stay in the past. And then immediately you get a full page of Pariah being like, I love the past. The past is great. Nostalgia media forever.
Yeah.
Or did I say Pariah?
Psychopirate, yeah.
Yeah, Psychopirate. I meant Psychopirate. God damn it.
Yeah. Hey, I made that mistake earlier when
Yeah.
Cody tried to talk about Psychopirate.
Why do they have similar names and they're both important characters? God damn it.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Pariah is quite literally like, he is a universal pariah. He's always the blame of the issue, but never
it makes
the cause
sense.
of
It's
it.
just like when you're talking about it in conversations, like Pariah and Psychopirate are very easy to confuse as just names. Also, they tease Final Crisis years before Final Crisis.
Yeah,
Final Crisis.
that's the thing, is that title plus those 2 little codas at the end, I'm like, oh, they were trying to shut the door, but it did not work.
Because it was too popular.
They have been trying to shut the door from day one.
Mm-hmm.
I think only recently they just gave up trying to shut the door and just be like, just tell the story.
Well, here's the thing with the current era. They did a Crisis to get the multiverse back, and they haven't done much with it. They've just kind of been telling stories, and I think that's cool.
I think the closest thing they've done with it is quite literally, hey, we're rebooting Elseworlds.
Elseworlds, yeah.
Like, Elseworlds doesn't really need like a reboot to work. It just tell the story, you know?
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Is like, that's the closest they've done to using the multiverse again, you know?
I think I personally do lose a lot going back and reading something like this, because like it is neat to like be like, oh yeah, this is the original. I'm happy said that I've done it, but I've also not read many comics from this era when it comes to DC. I'm very familiar with a lot of the story. Even following this, it was interesting for me to like see how different it was from all the versions that were retold to me. And I still like it. Like, I think it's still, but I feel like I don't interact with it the same way y'all do, since I don't have any connection to these versions of these characters.
In historical context, it's very interesting because, like, they mention it. Yeah, the last story arc Barry Allen was in was being accused of murdering his wife.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, that was already being resolved in the Flash book, and then he dies in it. You want to know how they resolved it in the Flash book?
How?
Iris West was actually from the future.
What?
And her parents sent her into the past because she was like had an illness that could only be solved by putting her in the past.
Stupid.
Bruh.
And so when she died, her mind went back to the future into a donated body. Not her body. Like, you know how you get like a donor? Yeah, they Psylocked her.
God.
I think there's I think we should have been meaner to 80s comics sometimes.
But here's the thing:
That's
this
tough.
book happens, and then we get Burn, Man of Steel, which
Yeah.
have your issues with Burn. I do.
Yeah, but like I know a lot of people
Set
don't
up a
like that
precedent.
run, but like I heard, like I think the ideas of that run have been used to good effect in recent days. You
It's
know?
the rough draft for the modern idea of Superman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would take other people to like refine it, but then you also
Because I know,
get
like everyone,
your
like
one.
people who don't like the James Gunn movie always complain, "Oh, it's Burns' fault," and I'm like, "But it was done good here, so who cares?" So, I don't
Yeah.
know.
But then we also get Year One Batman, which is a good book.
Yeah. I still need to read
People,
it.
people to this day will say Wally West is the better of the two Flashes.
Was in the cartoon.
This leads us directly like a good 5 years, and then we get Mark Waid's Flash run, which is genuinely considered one of the best Flash runs.
It's been getting recollected. I've seen in trades. So
it gives us we get a brand new origin for Hal, which is a good origin. It's a fun book.
yeah.
We get some good stuff out of here, and it's just interesting to see.
I mean, Wonder Woman got a complete rewrite after this.
Oh yeah.
Was
Wonder
this
Woman's
before
like
or
the
during
Hawks.
George Perez's run? I wonder.
Before, I think.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like Wonder Woman was kind of like the Hawks, where there was a ton of origin stories that they had to kind of fucking deal with. Like they even make a joke of it in the book of like, hey, you know those guys? What the fuck? No, I don't. Hey, no, that's Earth 2 Hawk Woman. She's not an alien. Our Hawk Woman's an alien. They're not the same. What?
Oh yeah, and then the Hawk Man with the dumb mask gets mooked at some point. I remember.
Yeah. Like, and there's just weird bits of like of the time continuity things of like, oh yeah, Jonah Hex is now in the future. What?
Mm-hmm. Because that book started while this book was coming out.
But it's just like, we want to keep Jonah Hex. How do we keep Jonah Hex? Put him in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Now we don't have to deal with him being a Confederate soldier.
Yeah. But just the thing of like, because that's the thing, the Superman that is presented as Earth 1 Superman in this book, he is technically a reboot that had only happened like 10 years prior. It was a much less momentous reboot than the Byrne one, but the Earth 2 Superman is Action Comics #1 Superman. Yeah. And that's why he gets such a, you get to go live in your happy little pocket dimension send off.
And then who was it that retcon is like, no, it's just a big room with a bunch of TVs.
God, that
sounds like a Jeff Johns idea.
It's because that's where we go like, no, look at them, they're being all assholes. I'm just doing the Linkara Superboy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's Jeff Johns. Didn't he write Infinite Crisis? So
yeah. But like, there's a bunch of characters that just fucking get ganked. It's just like, you are killing a lot of the whimsy. Like Lori the Mermaid, one of Superman's past girlfriends, gets murdered.
Yeah, she's all over this.
Just, it's like I said, it is the turning point between the older age of DC into the newer age. Dove dies.
Yeah.
And then we get the Hawk and Dove where there will they, won't they fuckers.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's, because that's another thing. Like, we kill off Lori, we kill off Kara. I'm surprised there is not a page of the super pets all getting killed off at once or something.
I mean, that would be crazy. That would be crazy for the time, you know?
Yeah, but that's also like that was the initiative behind doing this. Is Superman has to be the last survivor of Krypton.
I don't think even if you want to do the last survivor of Krypton, I don't think nobody wants to see Krypto die, bro.
Oh yeah, no.
But it was also like, hey, we need to clean things up, and why don't we kind of scrub some of the goofy shit out of here, you know?
Yeah, you can just do that without like just quietly going.
Like
send that fucking horse to the glue factory.
Yeah.
Earth 2 Green Arrow dies.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm
fucking
going through.
Wildcat is forced into retirement and placed with a character that I've literally never seen anywhere else.
No. Yeah.
I'm sure she's had other appearances. I've just never seen them.
It's so wild that this book came out after John Constantine was created, but not so long after Constantine was created. That he is the most important magic user, like he is today.
Yeah, no, they make a bigger deal out of the Spectre and Dr. Fate.
And literally Dr. Occult.
Yeah, Dr. Occult gets a moment. Dr. Occult gets a moment, and I think Satana barely gets like one or two lines.
Dr. Occult is literally one of the main people doing like the magic attack that they're all working for. Like it's him and Alan Scott.
Yeah.
It is so weird because DC pre-crisis feels like such an alien world to the DC I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that again. It reinvigorated and rewrote a lot after.
But that is also part of why I like this book. You know, it's like getting to take an extended tour in a different version of a thing I know.
Yeah, like the past version, the past.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to wrap up?
I'm trying to think of anything else specifically that needs to be mentioned. Also, hey, one of my faves, Dead Man shows up.
Yeah.
Gotta love yourself some Dead Man.
Oh, have you read the new Dead Man book yet?
No, I need to. I've heard really good things.
Yeah, you'll like it. You'll like it.
Because it's also made by the same team as Ice Cream Man.
Ah, yeah. I'm just
If people
scrolling
don't
through
know,
pages
Ice Cream
trying to
Man-
find something to say.
For people who don't know, Ice Cream Man is a horror anthology.
Sounds about
It's
right.
not a superhero about a guy who deals
I
with
mean,
ice
I
cream.
thought that was the guy from I Saw the TV Club. If you've ever seen that. Nobody
No.
has.
Oh, the Shazam family. We haven't talked about them at all in this.
Yeah, they show up and now they're part of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
They certainly do Shazam all over the place.
Mm-hmm. It's another thing where, again, this week in the Summer of Supergirl special, there's a whole story dedicated to Supergirl and Mary teaming up. And I was like, how have we not done this before? Surely they say something to each other in Crisis. And nope.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'm looking through one of the you know how Mark Waid just recently did the history of the DC universe?
Yeah.
Like this version of that. I'm looking at the Legion of Superheroes. I'm going like, if you guys had better names, I think you'd be much better, more loved characters because your costumes are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
like you just need better names. You need a better name person.
I mean, it's you got such classics as Matter Eater Lad and Arm Fall Off Boy.
Well, I mean, look at this. Well, some of those are pretty cool looking dudes. Look at the Monkey Man. Look at the Monkey Rock Man.
Yeah.
The guy who's just the stars. We got. What if Ben Grimm and Concrete had a baby?
Also, half the characters on this this screen cap created by the same guy who created Supergirl.
Oh, he fucking did Legion?
Yeah, he created the original Legion lineup and wrote a bunch of their first chunk of stories. But I did just get to a page that reminded me, you wanted to talk about a certain blue fella, didn't you, Boingo?
Are we talking about one Mr. Blue Devil?
No, Krona.
Oh, fucking Krona. What the fuck are you doing here, buddy? Like,
yeah, no, it's crazy how far back that continuity goes, huh?
Like, I've said it before. JLA Avengers is one of my favorite comics. I think it is. I think it is a pure urtext of understanding superheroes in the modern day. It's also a Perez book, so hey.
Yeah.
Like if you want to understand how superhero comics are the way they are right now, you read Crisis, Marvel's JLA Avengers. There you go.
Yeah, that is kind of the real primer. It's not fucking Dark Knight Returns, Watchmen Year 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
those are more the alternative books. This is more like what you would expect from like a mainstream.
Mhm.
If you're going to go and pick up a book, just start reading. Like, yeah, you read those three as like, hey, here's a lot of the vibes. You want something more modern? Okay, you read Secret Wars, and you read
Which one?
Hickman.
2015.
2015, because you have to be specific, because it's like the 80s or the 2015 one.
The
No
original
one's
Secret Wars is
genuinely
not modern anymore. We need to establish new age definitions. I have gone on this rant before.
No one is genuinely recommending 1984 Secret Wars.
You are. Sometimes you do that.
It's good, but it's not. It's fine. It's a fun adventure. It's not
I will
groundbreaking.
also recommend Secret Wars 2 if we're gonna do that. Secret Wars 2 is fucking hilarious.
Is that the
Spider-Man teaching the Beyonder how to poop?
Yeah. There.
Oh, not even that. Just like the shit with Boom Boom and Dazzler is fucking insane.
Well, anytime you have Boom Boom show up, it's fucking insane.
Don't stop the Boom Boom, I guess.
I really need more good Boom Boom content. She's an underrated X-Men character.
There was a recent book in the Krakoan Age. It was her
Exterminators. Yeah, I read that as it came out. That's what made me become a Boom Boom fan.
Hell yeah. You know what? Okay, a moment I really want to mention. Literally in the first few pages, we're on Earth 3, where all the heroes are evil, and all the villains are, and like Luthor's the only superhero.
They basically do a Superman origin.
Yeah, they do a Superman origin, but also, hey, look, when the push comes to shove, they can be good guys too if they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they chose to be assholes.
They chose to be assholes, but when push comes to shove, you know what? Hey, they're not the worst people in the world.
Mm-hmm. Because it's the same thing as fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. This is my universe. All my stuff is here. Please don't destroy it.
Yeah. And I'm not saying this is like, oh, I now think that they're good people. It's more of like it's a nice moment to show the severity of, like, you know.
You're killing off these classic villains real quick right out of the gate, so you give them a proper send-off.
Mm-hmm. I don't have much more to add.
Should I wrap up?
Yep. Final thoughts, fuckers. Snowcone.
I enjoyed my time with it. It sure is a comic of all time. I don't know. That's about it. I don't know. Like I said, to me, the whole time, I'm just seeing like all of the extra characters, not as like, oh, this is their first time. I'm like, yeah, I've seen these guys a million times. I recognize the versions I'm seeing and what they're saying, but I've seen this done so many times now. Like, it simply just is. It's part of DC DNA to me, so I don't read.
It is a sacred text. Buster?
It's all right. I see why it's important, but it's not like important to me.
That's fair. Boingo?
It is very interesting as a story trying to wrap up all the stories, and a story in and of itself as like a fossil in the record of like, here is where comics were at this point, and it did revolutionize not necessarily the pacing and the it revolutionized the structure of event comics.
Yeah,
like it gave the idea, and it took some iteration, but like it got there eventually.
Yeah. I do wanna apologize for erroneously describing this as the first event comic when I chose it. I just, the momentousness of it and what it meant for DC and the industry always looms large in my head.
Yeah.
But upon this reread, I had a pretty good time with it. As I said, there's a lot of little things that really floored me this time around, because I feel like that is a thing with this book. Like, it can be a great introductory text if you're able to keep up with it, but it also is one of those books where, because this is my third time reading it in full, the more I come back to it, the more stuff I notice of like, oh, that character is there. Oh, that's where this was introduced or this was changed. And I really appreciated that this time around more than my previous 2 read-throughs. And it's like, it is not a comic that is going to be for everyone, but I think it is a comic everybody should read at least once if they are seriously into comics. So I'm glad I was able to get you boys to do it. But, Boingo, what are you going to get us to do next time?
Well, we've been kind of going through a very comic time in our life. So I thought, hey, why don't we mix it up? Didn't want to do something super, super hard the other direction, you know. I didn't want to go and so we're gonna watch 50 episodes of it. I wanted something a little bit like simpler to get into, simpler to do. Looking into it though, it is a little there's no legal way to watch it, so we'll have to
Sail the
iPatch
Seven
it.
Seas, yeah.
Yeah. But I do think you guys won't be mad at me for sailing the 7 seas for this, because we're gonna watch the original OVA 7 episodes of Pat Labor.
Oh shit! Let's go.
Wait, let me grab Pat. Like that.
That's a classic fucking robot design. I'm excited to finally see what that's like.
I never watched Pat Labor. I didn't expect to watch it today. Apparently, there's a new like Pat Labor thing coming out, so I guess that ties.
Something's coming up, but I wanted to watch the original OVA. Originally aired, well, not aired. It was originally released.
Is it this one?
1988. Yes. It is also often called Pat Labor. I have always called it Pat Labor. I know the proper way to pronounce it is Pat Labor, because it's short for patrol labor, because the mechs in the show are called labors.
Yeah.
But 1988, it was released through VHS, how OVAs were done at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna dive into a classic. Classic.
Yeah.
Fucking giant bunny police robots with shotguns. Let's go.
And a spunky ginky girl piloting them.
Yeah.
Is it called like early? Is it renamed to Early Days?
Yes,
now?
It is Early Days.
Okay, that's what it's called.
Because Early Days, and I think the movies are all one continuity, and then the TV show seasons are a separate continuity. Because remember, at this time, things that were started at OVAs have wacky continuity. Just look at Tenchi Muyo.
Or I was gonna bring up Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Oh,
we do not have time for that. That's
nobody does.
On this show. I will veto it.
How many episodes are in the Legend of the Galactic Heroes? Like 107?
Yeah, 107. Yeah. It's like 2 Kamen Riders in one.
No, thank you.
But hey, 7 episodes, that's relatively easy to watch.
Oh yeah, you can watch that in a day.
You can watch
are they like hour-long episodes? Or?
No, about 30 minutes.
Okay.
Like 30 minutes total for an episode. So with that, hey, this has been Flibbity Flobbity Analytical Fanboys, our monthly media cast. We pick up this media, we talk about it. Hey yo, Simeon, why don't you tell the people where they can find you?
Hey everybody, I'm Simeon Scott. I'm a guy on the internet who makes things and posts them for you to see. Wow, one of those, huh? You can find all my stuff by looking at my card link down in the video description. Hey, this is kind of sort of the conclusion to my month of content about Supergirl to tie into the Supergirl movie happening. So if you want to go watch that, go to my card link and go to my YouTube channel and enjoy. I've done quite a bit, including content about the version of Supergirl that dies here and the new movie. So hopefully you'll enjoy that if you have the time to.
Buster?
Hi, I'm Buster Corp. You can find me YouTube channels down below. Buster Corp, where I do video essays on bullshit, and Buster Tales, where I tell the tales. Uh, that's
Oh my
stupid.
god. Videos all on Tails from Sonic the Hedgehog.
I wish.
I love
Nah,
Miles per hour.
yeah, Miles is great. But no, I just on the video essay channel, I just released a big Go Zooger video. Finally finishing that up. I should have a Galvan Infinity video probably when this show ends in July. I'm like, I don't know when exactly it's ending. I mean, I know when Omega Horn's starting, so I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, Toku stuff and other kinds of funny videos on those channels. Also on Bluesky, where I just hit 1K followers, and so just add 1K plus if you haven't followed me there yet. So.
Snowcone?
Hello, everybody. My name is Snowcone83, and you can find Snowcone80me, ever_robot on Instagram, and Snowcone83 on most things, including Bluesky.
Hell yeah. And I'm Boinga Writer. You can find me in a variety of places. Search for Boinga Writer. Guess what? I started streaming again on Twitch.
Yeah.
Like, not even joking. I have. I streamed
Let's
last Thursday.
go.
But in the meantime, hey, follow us on podcasting platforms of your choice. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what you thought about Crisis on Infinite Earths. And please, if you want to be ready for the next one, go watch and be ready for Pat Labor, The Early Days. Any final words, fellas?
Oh God, I'm being pulled away to another